Good evening, Facebook friend and family. We welcome you back to UnRuffled Ladies. We welcome you back to our Facebook Live and also to our YouTube channel, uh, UnRuffled Ladies. We are excited to be back with you again, even to chat with you. Uh, now, great news and great information. I am the host of the UnRuffled Ladies, along with the co-host of Alicia Harris and Rosalind. Uh, so we just want to say welcome. We want you to understand what the UnRuffled Ladies is all about, the meaning of it, which is to be confident, balanced, and ease. Confident, balanced, and at ease. And it is so important that we as women that we want to always be in a place where you know who you are with confidence, and you have been. Sometimes we try to overdo ourselves and we get unbalanced. But UnRuffled you to be confident, balanced, and at ease. So we welcome you. Please, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us know if you're on today with us. Please put your name on the screen. Just let us know. We welcome you and acknowledge you. If you have any questions, please let us know that as well. Today we're going to be talking about, of course, this is summer. And what do we do in the summertime? In the summertime, we traveling and we taking vacation. And so today we're going to be talking about the best vacation ever. We do want to welcome our guest, Edrielle Jackson, who is with us this evening. We're so grateful and so thankful to have you on with us this evening. And she's going to be giving us some information and some tips on how to plan for our vacation and some of the most important things that we need to do in our planning for a vacation. So once again, we want to welcome you, Adrian. We want to welcome you. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And so we want Rosalind and Pastor B just say hi to the audience, and then we're going to just let Rosalind take it from here.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
hello. Hey, everybody.
Thank y'all for joining us again.
Yes.
Yeah, thank y'all for joining us again. You know, we are really blessed to be back on the line again. You know, every time UnRuffled Ladies come on, the one thing, the focus that we have is letting all women know, not just women, men too, all women know that we have created an atmosphere for you to come, let your hair down, relax, and know that you're never in anything alone by yourself. There's always another woman that is within your reach that understands where you are. They've either just came from you where you are, they're on their way, or just came out. But either way, you're not alone. And I'm so glad that we have a guest here today that is going to share things with us that's going to make those times that we choose to take time out of life to enjoy ourselves, to get away, have a good time. She's going to make sure that we have all the tips and information that we need to pull that off the proper way and the safest way and the most cost-effective way. So, Edrielle, we're really excited to have you on today.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Our
you.
travel guru.
Thank you guys for having me. All right, so let me just introduce myself. My name is.
I see that Rosalind kind of went off. Something happened. I don't know what happened. But we want to just start off with you just kind of telling us who are you?
Okay.
Yeah. You know, some places that you've been and things that you have experienced. And just share with us, who are you?
Sure. So my name is Edrielle Jackson, and I am a super mother of 3 beautiful kids.
Like that, super mother.
Super mother, yes. Yes. So, and I have been a full-time entrepreneur for about 5 years. So I started that journey back in, let me see, was it 2020?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2020. 2019, I actually started the travel industry journey, but I started the full-time entrepreneurship journey in 2020 after walking away from my job. So I'm still here today.
Right there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, could I ask you a question? Because I love the word uh, entrepreneur. I just love that word. Especially for us of color.
Yes.
What was the thing that made you say, "I'm going to work for me"?
Well, I mean, I've always been what you call a hustler. I've always done my own thing on outside of my job. Um, but being on a job and after going into management and actually seeing certain things, it just kind of pushed me away from the corporate world. I'll say that. But COVID hit at the time, and I kind of learned that in the corporate world, they don't really care about us as the employees.
Yeah.
And at that time, they kind of wanted me to sacrifice my family for the job, and I wasn't doing that. So that was my cue to walk away.
Yeah, that's good. Awesome. Awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, go ahead on. Tell us.
Yeah. So I started back. So that happened, and I just kind of went full fledged with everything that I had going on. So I'm here to talk about the travel industry, of course, today. But outside of the travel industry, one of my first passions is hair. I also do hair. I also have my own tax business. And outside of that, I just do a bunch of things, any kind of way I feel to bring in another stream of income. I'm always trying to be on it, and stay up on top of things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
I was always told that we all need at least 5 streams of income in
Yep.
order to get to that place of where we want to get. Not to say that we would have to stay there working that many, but it's always good to have 5 streams of income.
Oh, something went out. I'm not able to hear, Pastor. Can
Ladies,
you?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Uh, I don't think she knows that we can't hear her.
Pastor Edrielle, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, but you can go ahead,
Bear with
Edrielle.
us, everyone.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Can't hear you. Maybe Lady Gina probably needs to sign off and sign back on like I did.
Yeah. Maybe someone can text her and let her know.
Edrielle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. So
Yeah.
Edrielle, just pick up where you left off.
Um, yeah, so I've been in the travel industry for about 5 years now. And I'm not gonna lie, getting into this, it wasn't something that I was actually looking for. It just the opportunity kind of presented itself. And once I seen the opportunity, I did feel like it was a great way for me to knock off some things or some goals that I wanted to accomplish as far as traveling. So I, kind of hopped on the opportunity, especially being a single mother. I thought it would be a great way to be able to, one, have a stream of income, and also two, also have access to, well, insider access to the travel industry. Because being a single mother, it's almost going to be impossible, especially depending on what your income is.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of impossible to be able to travel with kids. It's
Yeah.
hard, you know just one person alone. Sometimes when I travel alone, it's still expensive. So that was what pushed me to actually get into the travel industry also.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That I can really
So would you say,
relate to.
that being the reason why you got into the travel industry, your first thought, did it also involve, did it mostly involve you'll get an opportunity of traveling, or were you more so using it as a supplemental?
Honestly, it was more so for the travel because I wanted to go
Can y'all
places,
hear me?
things,
Mm-hmm.
see other things.
Edrielle?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. So I just wanted to see
Okay.
other things, just basically see the world. And I felt like getting into the travel industry was the perfect opportunity to do so.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. We can hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Great. 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 Great.
Okay.
I was
Guys,
saying
just
that
just making
I could
sure that
relate.
we're all together.
Yeah, I could relate to what she was saying about traveling as a single mom, because it can be very expensive, and you really have to like really budget and plan. And I remember one of the things that I would do to kind of cut the cost of food, because when you're on the road, you have the temptation to want to stop and eat at
Yeah.
different places and stuff, and that right there in itself, costs, especially when you got three kids, and I had two big boys.
Hmm.
So it's hard when they got big appetites and they're growing. And so I would make little sandwiches and get little box drinks and little things, water and on ice that I would just travel with. So when we did take a little rest or a little stop, they can have some refreshment, and I might pick one restaurant that we might stop at and eat. We might do breakfast and we might do later on, dinner if we're still on the road. Because a lot of times I would travel home and it's like a 10-hour drive. So those are just little things I would try to do to kind of save money here and
I
there to
think we
help
still may be having
to our
some
trip.
technical difficulties here.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, Verlicia. That's actually most of the time when I first started traveling with the kids, I would
Hmm.
really do a lot of road trips with the kids because it was more cost effective.
Yeah.
Um, but even then, we wasn't really stopping at no restaurants. I would just pack lunch, pack them snacks, pack them
Hmm.
lunches, sandwiches, whatever it is, till we get to our destination, and then we spend and do all the
Hmm.
extra stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's a great way to do it as far as the kids are concerned.
And
Hmm.
that's real good for you to bring that out because there's a lot of mothers that wants to travel and wants to go places and they feel like that they can't afford it. So you find yourself not doing anything, and a lot of time that wears you out as a parent, as a mother.
Mhm.
So it's so good to just say we're going to get away, and however you have to plan that in order to do that, just to take out a week, 3 days, or whatever that is, to have some me time because it's so important that we be balanced. And that's what we talk about on Ruffled Ladies is being confident, at ease, and balanced. And so if this is a way that this is the only way that you can take some time out for you and your family is to travel by car, and like you said, do pack lunches and whatever you have to do. Just do that. Just to have that me time, that personal time with you and your family. So that's awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What questions do you guys have? I'm open for questions, so just let me know which way y'all want to go with that.
So how do we go about finding a good travel agent and what questions should we ask a travel agent when planning a vacation?
Um, let's see. Okay, so because social media is so big right now, it's easy to find a travel agent. All you have to do, you can pretty much, let's say, if you're on the Facebook platform, you can search hashtag travel agent, and you'll be able to find travel agents that way on social media. Even if you're on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, if you search hashtag travel agent, then you'll find someone who is a travel agent. I would say when looking at their social media pages, just make sure that that's something that they're actually promoting, just to make sure you're actually dealing with one. There's also travel agent directories that you can look up on Google to
Hmm.
also find travel agents as well.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask the question: is it anything that one should be cautious of? Because we know that there's a lot of scam going on out there
Mhm.
now. So is it anything specific that you can think of now that as a person preparing to travel or looking for a travel agent, is there anything specific that we need to be cautious of finding the right agent?
Absolutely. So, of course, when you're paying the travel agent, right? So you're
Yeah.
going to be giving up all of this money. You want to make sure that you're giving it to someone legit. A true travel agent is going to ask you for a credit card authorization form,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they're taking your because we're not doing anything by cash, right? You're going to be doing everything electronically. If
Right.
that credit card authorization form is going to be what is the legal form that covers the travel agent and also covers the customer as well.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason why I asked that because my daughter, she's just a few weeks ago planning to go out of the country, and she's using this specific traveling agent,
Hmm.
and she decided to change her mind. And this was like happened like, in other words, she paid one day, and the next day it was like, no, this is not what I want to do, and
Okay.
she's having a hard time getting her money back. She's the person is not answering the phone. What
Hmm.
is it that one can do whenever you have a problem like that? Let's say you paid your money and you choose not to go with that. What is a specific thing that we need to do or one need to do if they desire to get their money back?
Mm, find out. Um, you can find out what agency they're actually with. There's some travel agents that may be independent, or there's some travel agents that may be under a host agency.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just want to ask that question for safety measures, you can ask them, are they independent contractor? You can ask them, are they with the host agency? If they are, ask them what host agency they're with. Because if something happens along the line, then you can always backtrack and reach out to the host agency or the agency that they're actually with.
Awesome, awesome. So this is something that you really should ask up front,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is something. These questions is something that you should ask the agent even before you go into paying your money. That way, you would know what their policies are. So
Correct.
you that's out in the audience, I hope that you are on tune in. Let us know that you're on. Today we're talking about the best vacation ever. And if you have any question, please put it in the chat box so we can answer those questions as uh, as much as we possibly can. Okay. All right.
So, Edrielle, since we're
Yes.
still on the subject of finding a travel agency, what would be the benefit of using an agent versus trying to do it yourself?
Some benefits are actually planning ahead. So I have a lot of sometimes we have a lot of customers that we have a lot of customers that reach out, and that a lot of times they're trying to do stuff last minute. So one thing I could say is a good benefit of utilizing a travel agent is you can plan ahead, get on a payment plan that'll help with cost effective as well.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. And then we can also negotiate prices that you can't. Sometimes we can see stuff that the public can't see.
Right.
So yeah, those are some of the benefits of using a travel agent.
That's good.
Mhm.
Awesome. 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 A question: to make your best vacation ever, what would you say are the top three things we must do, or one must do? What is
I'm
the
sorry, could you
top
repeat that for me?
to make your best vacation ever? What would you say are the top three things we must do? You just said plan ahead, but what is three things that we should do?
To make it the best vacation ever, um, let's
Yes.
see. I would say definitely reach out and try to do an excursion while you're out. Plan it. Do your research first off, because that makes a difference on what you're going to be able to do when you're on vacation and when you're not. It'll also tell you. Let me see. Best vacation ever. Just, I would just say it also depends. That question can be a little bit vague because it depends on where you're going, what you're traveling for.
Mhm.
Um, I would just say plan ahead. Or if you plan ahead, you research the place where you're going. Um, I feel like you'll have the best time ever. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I totally agree. My sisters and I, we had a 70th birthday planned, and we went to Cabo, and my two daughters planned it. But every single thing was planned out throughout the whole day. We didn't have to wonder what was going to happen next. I mean, everything was just so planned out, And I'm a planner. I don't like to be just, just don't know what I'm going to do next. And so that is so true. Search the place out. Go ahead and book things that you want to do in that specific city that you're going to, a country that you're going to. Go ahead and book those things if you possibly can. And that is part of the agent, right? The agent can do some of that as well, right? Can y'all
could
hear
you
me?
repeat, say your last question again? I'm sorry.
I said the agent could do some of that planning for you as well,
Yeah,
right?
most
Yeah.
definitely. As far as the excursions and things like that,
Yes.
yeah, they can. Most definitely. You
Awesome.
just basically, so there's I know for me, when a customer reaches out for an inquiry and they're trying to go somewhere, I have an intake form that basically has asked different questions. What's your budget? Is there anything specific that you actually want to do in the destination? What type of excursions are you into? Because everybody may not like adventure. Some people may like
Right.
to just relax. So, those are some of the things that I ask whenever a customer is inquiring about travel.
Awesome.
Hmm.
So
Awesome.
what have been some destinations that you've been to that you visited, and which were the most memorable ones?
Let's see. So I haven't. I've been mostly the Caribbean, and I do a little inside of the United States every now and then as well. But I love the Caribbean. That's what my specialty is. So most of the time, when you do see me travel outside of the U.S., I'm in the Caribbean, but it's mostly for market research. That way, I can go out and check out the properties in certain destinations. That way, I know what my clients will expect when they go to these properties and things like that.
Mhm.
So mostly outside of the country, it's been a bunch of Mexico and Jamaica.
Mhm.
What would be the most memorable? I would say Jamaica. And why? Because that was my dream destination before I started traveling.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, and then with the time that I actually got to go, it was the most memorable because I was with my sisters and we went on my mother's birthday weekend, which she's no longer with us right now, but that was a way that we celebrated her in spirit together.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. When we went to Cabo, that was my 70th birthday. So
Mm-hmm.
it was really planned out very, very well, and we just had a ball. I mean, I got to do some things that I'd never done before in
Mm-hmm.
life, and so it was just awesome. And so that is one vacation that I will always remember, you
Yeah.
know. And I think that's how we should plan our vacation, no matter how many times you're going. But it's something that you can always go back to and say, man, I remember whatever that might be. Yeah, yeah.
So, is there a best time to travel, Edrielle, of the year?
Actually, that question depends on where you're going and when.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of the destinations have an off season and a off season and an in season. Um, right now, a lot of places may be off season due, especially in the Caribbean. I'm gonna say that due to because it's hurricane season.
Okay.
Hmm.
A lot of people travel during like the winter holidays, and from there on, those are kind of
Hmm.
like peak seasons where a lot of people travel that you wouldn't think they do.
I was going to ask you about that, especially around Christmas time and Thanksgiving time.
Mhm.
Is it safe to take cruise on, during that time, or,
Yeah,
vacation during that time?
absolutely. The great thing about the Caribbean, I'm always talk about it, but the great thing about the Caribbean is that it's always warm. So you don't
Oh,
really have to worry about the weather when
Yeah,
traveling throughout
yeah,
the winter here.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it is safe to take cruise during the Christmas holidays and
yeah,
things like
absolutely.
that. Yeah, awesome.
I was thinking about how, like when with the travel lately, and I know a lot of people become frustrated when there's things that happen beyond their control. Like for instance, if your flight got canceled or delayed or something, what ways can you suggest to cope or to handle travel? I would call travel mishaps. You
Well,
know, unexpected things that come up to make it,
yeah.
to kind of smooth things over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's say, for example, a flight got delayed or it actually got canceled. The best thing that I do for my clients is I would offer them travel insurance. Now, a lot of people don't like to, take the travel insurance, but it's a way to cover you in the event that something happens. Um, but normally, you have the option. It's not something that's mandatory, of course, but it does help you in the event that something actually happens. So I would suggest that travel insurance whenever you travel.
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
from my experience, on the trip that I took to New York with my daughter, when they're on the um on the airport's end, on the flight or the hotel, when something happens with them and it's pretty much on them, I I noticed that they were really lenient. They were really helpful in trying to help you get stabilized. At the last minute. Like if your flight was canceled, like mine. Me and my daughter
Mhm.
left at the New York at the same time, but I got stranded in the next city and had to stay there a whole nother day. Well, they put me up in a hotel. I
Yeah.
don't think I had travel insurance, but the point I'm making is they were pretty helpful, you
Yeah,
know.
they'll do that as a courtesy. As a
Hmm.
courtesy, especially if it's on their end. And then every flight airline, they're different, so you'll have different stipulations or different um, complimentary stays that they'll give you, but they'll
Hmm.
pretty much try to compensate you the best way they can, especially if it's their issue.
Mhm. 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 Okay, another question, and this is a good question because you have kids too. Is say, can you give us some tips on how a single mom successful budget and incorporate traveling in her schedule?
Plan ahead, and I'm not just talking maybe 6 months, because I still feel like 6 months is, if you have kids and you're trying to plan ahead, I still feel like that's not enough time to be able to get
Hmm.
that across. I would say if you plan to go to Disney, plan about a year ahead.
Yeah,
And then a lot of the times when you work with the travel agent, you can set up payment plans to make it easier on you.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, you can initially put down maybe a small deposit, and then the travel agent can work out the payments, a plan with you so that you can pay it off. And then normally it has to be paid off um, within 45 to 90 days in advance.
mm-hmm,
So it just depends on which supplier that the agent is using.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And not only that, especially a single mom that maybe don't have that job that's really bringing in a lot of money, not just paying for the flight of of getting there, the
Hmm.
traveling, but the money to have to enjoy after you get there. Just maybe every month something that you uh, been doing, maybe buying a Coke every day or buying whatever. Just kind of cut that out for the next year. That
Yeah.
way you can plan a good wholesome vacation for you and your family.
Yep,
Mhm.
I would say start a vacation fund. Create an account that you can put towards that's basically for vacations. That way it won't be touched,
That's good.
and then you can use it
That's
whenever
good.
you're ready.
A vacation fund. Yeah.
Mhm.
Fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, what
What about
helped
you,
me
Rosa?
as a single mother, I just started the business. That's a way to one supplement, bring in more income, and then also, being inside of the business, you get insider access. So you have some access to some things that could definitely help you as a single mother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If that's something that you desire to travel, it just makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm. So we've talked about, the steps that we can take when unexpected emergency comes up. You know, um, for instance, like what happened in Jamaica when travelers were stranded because of the hurricane. We mentioned some of those things, but let's talk about in regards to crime, for people coming up missing on trips or being detained in a country, for gun carrying, drug, etc. What do we need to be aware of when traveling um, to other countries, for safety measures that we should take? What type of safety measures should we take before we travel?
Um, research, research, research. So there's a website. It's called, let me see, travel.state.gov. And basically on that website, it
Travel.state.gov.
gives
Mm-hmm.
you um, listings of travel advisories for different countries all over the world.
Okay.
You can utilize that. I know that there was a travel advisory recently that was kind of trending online about Jamaica, which was a crime based. But you can definitely check out that source, and it'll list all of the countries that have travel advisories, and it'll give you the information. You can also check out the country, whatever country you're going to. You can also check out their information page. A lot of them have information pages for consumers when they travel and stuff like that, so that you can see what's going on in that particular country.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for
Mhm.
that
Mm-hmm.
site. Travel.state.gov.
Yeah. That's
Correct.
very, very.
Hmm.
That's very,
Yeah.
Okay.
very good to know.
There's also
Because, like you say, so many.
go ahead. There's also, like, say for example, let's say you're on vacation outside of the country. You can also keep up with what's going on here in the U.S. Um, by going to, let's see, it's the step.state.gov.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And the STEP is basically the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. And that basically keeps you in the now of what's going on here in the US. They also forward your information to the embassy here, just in case there's anything that happens to you, or if there's
Mhm.
an emergency here, um,
Mhm.
you'll be in contact. You'll have contacts with the U.S. embassy, and they can also reach out to you if you enroll there. If there's an emergency here and someone needs to kind of reach out to you and they
Yes.
can't get to you.
So
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
it's a good idea before you travel to go on that site and enroll,
Yeah,
and
and
then
it's a free service.
that way, if someone needs to contact you for emergency, then they have a way to get through to you.
That's correct.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
good.
And with a lot of the things that go on lately, that might be something very important,
Very.
that we need to do just to be able to stay connected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because even with I think when you travel overseas or you go on a cruise and you're trying to use your phone, sometimes it could affect your phone rates.
Yep.
And that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So, what you say, especially in this day, with crime rates and so many things that's happening now, people packing guns, is it more safe to travel by air, or is it really safe to drive? What would be your input on that?
It just depends on your destination, where you're going. You just gotta do what makes sense to you. If
Yeah,
you're gonna be driving for a very long time,
yeah.
I'm not really a fan of that.
Let's say
So,
if you're driving, 10 or 12 hours somewhere, is
mhm,
that's it used to be a safe thing because if you
mhm.
had car problem or whatever, people would stop and you could trust people. But now, you know, even just driving 200 miles away, it's not safe, to be on the streets by yourself.
That's true.
Yeah,
You just gotta
yeah.
be aware, though. Just be aware. Watch your surroundings. If you're licensed to carry, by any means, you better. Um, just in case, but just be aware. Watch your surroundings. You got to do that wherever you go, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, Edrielle, when it comes to large groups, like family reunions and, you making plans for them, how do you approach that? What's the most efficient or the less stressful way that a group could come in and, start that process of,
If
uh,
it's a group, I would definitely advise to work with a travel agent,
mhm,
because it's a tedious job. First off, just doing the research on where you're going and what you got to
mhm,
do. But travel agent would definitely make that process easier for you. And then they'll also have it more organized so that you can, so you're not all over the place. They kind of keep up with all of that stuff.
okay. What,
Hmm.
what can they expect? Do they pay separately? Do they put their monies together and pay for the whole trip? What have you seen so far in group?
As far as group cruises, normally the money is combined, but you do pay separate, but the money is combined whenever you're paying to the actual cruise supplier.
Okay.
Um, but how the travel agent can have it organized and set up, they are allowed to set it up so that you're paying separately, that you don't have to put it all in one, so nobody's not held responsible for someone else's payment and all that kind of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
um, and normally, if there is a group, there's normally someone who is the group host
Mm-hmm.
on the consumer end. So that's be one person that'll be in charge to be in contact with the travel agent, to work with the travel agent the entire time.
Right.
So it's
Right.
not, yeah, pretty much all over the place.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Awesome.
Do you know of? Can you tell if there's any popular or resorts that is most popular this summer or that's trending for this summer that
Um,
stand out to you that you would suggest?
Resorts. Okay.
Hmm.
And I'm only going to go by some of the places that I have been that I can recommend.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. So if you're just looking for something that's couples, adults only, a place that I can recommend in the Cancun area, Haven Riviera. Um,
Hmm.
I stayed there a couple of years ago. I think that was my first out of the country experience, but I stayed there and it was a beautiful resort. It was a 5-star, very elegant. Um, and it wasn't much of a party scene. For me, it was more of a relaxed type of situation.
Hmm.
So that's one of the places that I would recommend for adults only. Um, let's see.
You said Haven Riviera.
Haven Riviera, yes.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. Sister
Uh,
That
Robin, you wrote that
that
down?
sounds like a relaxing place.
it was very much so. Very much
Yeah.
so.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I need right along by now. A
Hmm.
really relaxing place.
Yep. Me too, Lady Gina. Me too. Look, after all the storms, no air conditioner, not being able to cook, I need a break.
Man,
I
I'm
need
booking
somebody to
9.
cook for me. I
Yes.
need somebody to wash my clothes. I need somebody. I need. I need to be
Yes.
catered to.
Yeah, and they do that. They have butler service and all of that good stuff. So definitely a good observation. I mean, a good place.
That's
Mhm.
good. That's good. That's
And
good.
then as far as family friendly, so I found it a bit odd. So I recently did a post on TikTok where I was pretty much giving out a couple of resorts that were family friendly in Jamaica. Because when you think Jamaica, you don't think bring the kids with you, right?
Mhm.
Um, so that was interesting. I have the Hilton Rose Hall. They have a kid area, Lazy River. Another resort would be the Ibero Star. They
Mm.
also have a huge water park, Lazy River for the kids. Um, and then the Grand Palladium as well. So most of the time, I mean, most of the resorts that are family friendly, a lot of them will also have like a kids club, basically like a kids daycare. So
Mm.
that if you are, traveling with the kids, you can pretty much drop the kids off. They have, proper protocol and procedures for you to drop them off and leave them. Yes, and then the parents can go and do their thing, pick them up back up at a certain time, and things like that. So that is something that I learned too while visiting the resorts, most of the all inclusive resorts.
Okay,
Mhm.
so it's included in the excursion or in the trip.
It's included in the trip.
Good.
So all inclusive pretty much means that everything is included. Your
That's good.
meals, your drinks,
Mm.
alcoholic
Yeah.
beverages, and entertainment, all of that. And they'll also have some light water sports that's free. That's a part of the resort package too. So those are some things. I love all inclusive because you pretty much pay your way, and then when you go on the trip, the only thing you really have to worry about is tips
Mm.
on
Yeah.
tipping the
That's
staff
mhm.
on the property. But you
Right.
really don't have to go anywhere if you don't want to. You don't have to do an excursion outside of the resort because everything is on the property a
Oh,
lot
Yeah.
of
okay.
Mm.
the times.
That's
Mhm.
good. Well, I
Yeah.
would love an all-inclusive fishing trip, and I want to take Lady Gina and Pastor V
No,
on the fishing trip.
you do not want to take me. I will spoil your whole trip. Believe me, take it. I will spoil your whole trip. You don't want to take me.
Yeah,
But
I'll be running. I'll be running from the worms and the fish.
yeah. But I was gonna ask, because a lot of times you could just go and book these trips and on the pictures and things that you see, it looked like a very, very nice place. I know my
Mhm.
husband and I, we went to uh, where did we go? Hawaii. And it was a result. But when we got there, the place was nothing like we thought it was going to be. Matter of fact, it
Mm.
was kind of like closing down.
Mm.
So it's there's some key things that we need to watch out for when we planning things like that. And we have not been there ourselves because I mean, you can make a place look real pretty online and like everything is on the up and up. But when you get there, it's totally different from what you've seen online.
That
Yep.
is so
Is it
true.
is it anything we need to look out for? And you know what? That even happened to me here, right here in Houston. I just wanted to just to get away, and so I went out to the Woodland, went online and booked the hotel. And online, the hotel looked like it was the nice place and a place just to go and relax. I get out there, it was one of the old time hotel that's still going in from outdoors.
Mhm.
It wasn't like going into the hallways, going up the elevator. I had to find me another hotel. So is there any tips that you could give us if give us a person that's just gonna go online and look at a place and find a place
Mm.
and never have been there before? What is some of the things that we need to look out for?
Um, what I can say that you can do is first off, read the reviews. The reviews will tell you everything you need to know. There's different categories for hotels too.
Mhm.
So of course, if you look up a hotel, you see that it may say on Google 5-star. You know, that's probably going to be your top notch, um, your high end, things of that sort. But make sure you look at what the star rating is. That's one indicator. Um, the reviews is another indicator. And what I've been using lately when I go somewhere now is I'll check YouTube. I'll look up on YouTube because a lot of people will do reviews on YouTube and will actually show you the property. Um, YouTube and also TikTok. They will, if you look up the property on, you can just search the property where you're going, and a lot of people will show you what that property looks like, and you'll be able to see from there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
From other people that visited the location.
That's correct.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
So I do that before even booking anything.
That's a really good idea. Even when my daughter got ready to go off to college, that's one of the things she did. She started going on YouTube and actually looking at the dorms, the videos of the dorms where people give a tour of where they, the dorms that they live in on campus, so she could actually see before she got there. So that's a really good idea.
Yep, and it helps a lot. It helps a lot. That's part of that research that you're doing. Most people are already doing that anyway. So.
Mm-hmm.
So, Edrielle, what would you advise someone if they were considering getting into the travel business?
I would say definitely do it, especially if one, you plan on doing a lot of traveling. Just traveling, period. It's also, I'm gonna say, the travel business is a great way to travel more. It's also a great way to earn extra income, even if that income is just to go towards your travel. It's still it's still a great way to supplement your income as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know.
I know I started and I haven't looked back since. I don't plan on going anywhere. It's just I have a lot of places on my bucket list. So, and this business is going to help me achieve that.
Awesome. I can't see our Facebook page, Pastor V. Did we have any questions? Any of our viewers?
No, I haven't seen anything pop up yet. That's what I was checking to see. But do you know of any technical or techie things that you can? I know you gave us some websites, but any trekkie things that you can use for travel, any gadgets, any special
gadgets. Well, let me tell you about this. I keep seeing this because I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I don't have iPhone or Apple products, but I've been seeing a lot of girls who are going outside of the country. They're using the AirTags, the Apple AirTags. What they do is they'll sew it in their hair so that it's not noticeable. And in the event that they come up missing by any chance, the AirTag is going to track them.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. Woo. That is awesome. That is really awesome.
That right there.
I haven't done it yet, but yeah, it's on my to-do list when I start traveling overseas. I feel like the Caribbean is home. It's really close to home, but I feel like I haven't been overseas yet. But when I do, that's definitely going to be in my plans.
That's probably something like a really small micro trip or something. Does it work in the same instance like you would put a tracker on a car?
Yeah,
and it tracks you. It's not like
so a lot of people were using the AirTags for their luggage at first.
Yeah, they was using it for the luggage.
Yeah. But attaching it to your in your hair, I thought that was very smart.
It is.
It is. Really?
Have you, Edrielle, have you ever had anyone that was traveling on the plane? They'd take their carry-ons and stuff like that. But have you had anyone who told you, you know what, I would prefer to ship my own luggage by FedEx or US, UPS to the destination that I'm going because I don't trust the airlines?
No, I've never had that instance.
Now, the reason why I'm asking is because the entity that I work for, that's exactly what they did. I went to FedEx. I actually used FedEx boxing and wardrobes to box their luggage, which they had 2 duffel bags, 2 suitcases, and maybe a mid-size, look like something you could carry on. I boxed it, and then they priced for the boxes. They priced for the weight. It was priced by the weight, and this is at FedEx. It's rather pricey, but these people did not want their luggage on the plane or being shipped any other way. They shipped it themselves. And this luggage was going to New York, and it literally, the total cost was $4,000. Yeah, I'm serious. What's today? Sunday? I did this on Friday. I shipped it on Friday. $4,000 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of luggage. So that's why now.
I don't understand the logic. I'm not getting it.
Now, one of the reasons was I don't want my luggage banged up.
Okay. Understandable. But I've never experienced that. This is the first time I've ever hearing that. I mean,
True story.
but there's something that can, I mean, that's something that travel insurance covers you with. So that's a part of the travel policy. So if your luggage gets missing, then they have to reimburse you for a certain amount, depending on which policy you decide to pay for.
Yes. So there you go. That's a first. It is people. There are people that do it. I experienced it firsthand. Shipping their luggage to their destination through FedEx. That's what we were just talking about, Lady Gina.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I got knocked off again. This internet thing is we're still having a problem.
I think it's the weather.
Yeah, it
because
is
I
the
lose-
weather.
Yeah.
It's the weather. So I
Yeah.
do apologize, but there's nothing I can do about it. So had a hard time trying to get back on, but I'm back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, TV, everything just kind of went off. So yeah.
Lady Gina, I was just sharing with Edrielle, the entity that I work for, they ship their luggage to New York, and it costs like a total of $4,000.
Wow.
They shipped it through FedEx.
Okay.
And at FedEx, they put the luggage inside of boxes. And
Okay.
shipped it that. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just asking Edrielle, have you ever ran across something like that where people just wanted to ship their own luggage to their destination? She said she haven't ran across that one yet.
Well, whenever you can afford to do that, that's probably the best way to go.
Yeah.
Because your luggage and things, hey, it just another number. They just throw them in there, so yeah.
They must have had some very valuable stuff in their luggage.
Yeah, they must have. And one thing that I have found too, in travel, like back in the day, Greyhound was very common travel.
It was.
But when you look at the price of it, you might as well get a flight.
You may as well.
And get there quicker. Because it's about the same. And it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I think people not riding on the Greyhound because they have had, fugitives on the bus. And you don't even know it till you get ready to get off and you see the authorities waiting for them to get off so they can jump them and put them on arrest.
Wow.
There be fugitives on the bus. They don't have as much of a security.
Time has been well spent. We do have probably, We do have like maybe 5 minutes left, and I came across some quotes here that pertain to travel. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I think maybe I've frozen up, and I'm really sorry if y'all can't hear me. It must be the weather again.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
You can hear me. So I just wanted to share it real quick. One from Confucius says, wherever you go, go with all your heart. And another one from Mark Twain says, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. So many of our people need to, it's sorely on these accounts when you travel abroad. Wholesome, charitable view of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one's little corner of the earth. So it's really important to travel, you know, because when you travel, it brings down those barriers of how you mentally thought about other people in other places, in other countries, right?
Yeah.
Yep, definitely
I
broadens
thought I'd
your
just throw that good
horizon.
tip in there.
Broadens your horizon.
Don't know what's happening with the internet, ladies.
Yeah, because you keep butting in.
And button out.
So
Yeah,
travel broadens your horizon, and it's also therapy. So it's definitely good for the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's getting close for us to sign off. Once again, Edrielle, I just want to let you know that we really appreciate you giving out all the tips that you have given us today. And if anybody out there that is looking for a traveling agent, just tell us how that they can get in touch with you, Edrielle, if someone is looking for a traveling agent.
Most definitely. So if you are looking for a travel agent, you can reach out to me I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I also have a YouTube channel. But you can just search my name, Edrielle, Edrielle. Matter of fact, it's Elevate with Edrielle. Elevate with Edrielle. So if you just look that up on either platform, you'll be able to find me. Most of
Awesome.
my profile pictures, I have on a blue dress blowing in the wind. So that's me. That's how you'll be able to identify me.
Awesome. Thanks once again. Like I say, if anyone out there is looking to travel this summer, please hit up Adrielle. She's the one.
Thank you.
And I believe that she would take care of you and give you all the whistles and bells if necessary. So thank you so much for being with us. I know I got a lot out of it today, and I hope that you that is watching, that you too is taking away something that you can add to your traveling this summer.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes. So God bless you. God keep you. And once again, we want to just say good evening, and know that you are a woman that can have high confidence, balance, and at ease. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you, Edrielle. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.